Welcome back to my channel, Duct Tape Mechanic, and to another episode of my series, Free on Facebook, which is a series of videos in which I find things for free, mostly off of Facebook Marketplace, and I show you how to repair them, reuse them, or repurpose them in another manner. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix a Speed Queen electric dryer that's not heating. So if you find this video to be helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. I finally got my hands on a Speed Queen appliance. This is the first time I've picked up one of these. This is pretty much the Rolls Royce of appliances. But with that being said, they do have issues and they do need to be repaired just like anything else. The good thing is these are very robust machines, so repairing them and replacing broken parts is definitely something you can do yourself and definitely worth doing because I think this machine itself retails for $1,200 for just the dryer. So that's kind of insane because sometimes these days, I mean, you can get a set for like $1,400, so $1,200 for the dryer is quite pricey. And you can see this one's in awesome condition as well. If you're curious, that is the model number for the Speed Queen electric dryer. So I'm going to show you how to test the thermal fuse, because that could be one reason why this dryer is not heating, and then the most likely culprit is a bad heating element. So I'll also show you how to do that. They're both in the same vicinity, so the approach is going to be the same for both. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be doing is removing these two screws. So one right there and one right there. And that should allow us to take this panel off. These are 5/8 inch screws. So we'll be removing those. Bottom panel is removed. We're going to remove these two screws, which are also 5/8 inch. So there's another one on this end. So that will allow us to remove this door panel. So we got that door kind of removed, but we just need to undo the wires for the door switch. So in this case, it's probably a good idea to take a picture because these aren't keyed in any specific way, so you do need to be careful. So it's pretty much going from left to right, gray, black, red. So I'm just going to be undoing those wires. You may have to use a flat blade screwdriver to pry them off. After the door panel has been removed, we're going to undo this screw and this screw right here, which will allow us to push the top up and rest it up against that wall. Then we'll be undoing the wires for the light. And in this case, it doesn't matter whether you put the white on the top or the black on the top. Then we're also going to be removing the clip that holds the wires back. To do that, you're just going to push in and out, so that way you can get this wiring out of the way. After that, we'll be removing the 4 5/8 inch screws that hold the bulkhead on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we should be able to just pull this bulkhead right off. What we need to do is remove the drum, and before we can do that, we do need to undo the belt from the idler pulley. As you can see, the belt is right there. So we're just gonna go to the bottom over here, and if you look carefully, that's the idler pulley. We're just gonna be pushing it back this way, and then we should be able to slip the belt right off. So let's see if I can demonstrate that on video. I'm gonna set my camera right there. And so I'm just gonna come from this right here and push it off the motor pulley, like so. And there's that belt all loosened. All right, so with the belt loosened, we can pull off the drum, but before pulling it off, I do like to mark it with a marker. I'll just put F right here. That lets me know that this is the front of the drum. All right, so the first thing we're gonna look at is the thermal fuse, which is right here. So if the thermal fuse is bad, we're gonna replace the thermal fuse itself and the thermostat, which is right next to it. You also probably want to make sure that your dryer has no air restrictions. So in this area here, and then also in your vent, because all those will cause your thermal fuse to go bad. And since we already have it open, a bad thermostat can also cause your thermal fuse to blow. So to test it, all you need to do is pull one of the wires off like so, then get a multimeter and test it for continuity. So I'll show you how to do that next. So I've got my multimeter right here. I'm just going to put it into continuity mode. Right here, it's going to beep if we have continuity, and if we don't, it won't beep, as can be witnessed by when we put these two probes together. Okay, so I'm just going to put one probe on the tab that we just removed the wire from, and then one probe on the wire, or the tab I should say, the other tab. And we have continuity. That means our thermal fuse is good, which also most likely means that our thermostat is good and there's no air restriction. So after that, pretty much the other main reason why your Speed Queen dryer isn't heating is a bad heating element, and I'll show you how to test that next. All right, to test the heating element, the principle is going to be similar. We're just going to unplug one of the wires of the heating element, like so, and then we're going to test it for continuity. So that's one tab, and the other one's down the bottom right here. So I'm going to put our multimeter in continuity mode once again, and we're going to test it out and see if that's the issue. All right, so I've got my multimeter right here, and I'm going to put one probe on one of them tabs and the other like so, and we can see there's no beeping when I touch that, and this is already touching this one right here. So that shows that our heating element is bad. Lucky for us, we're already all the way inside here, and this part's not all that expensive. So let's go ahead and pull off the old part. Okay, so to get the old heating element out, we're going to have to undo some of the wiring here. So I've already pulled this black wire off when I was testing it. Then I'm going to have to pull this orange one off and this one off as well. Then we can pull it from the bottom, and there we go. Then we're just going to undo these two screws. So if you're curious on what the part number is, it's right there, AA01161A. What I'll do is I'll have it so the product, the exact product, replacement product, comes up at the bottom of the screen approximately right now. So you can just click on that link and it'll take you to this product, so you're not guessing what part number to order, and it'll be nice and simple. But yeah, so that's how you get the heating element out. Then all you have to do is, if you tested out your thermal fuse and thermocouple, you can just undo these screws and just transplant it onto the replacement element. So to put it back together, this machine is pretty much just everything in reverse. Alright, so with the heating element back installed, we're just going to rewire it. So if you're confused on how to do the wire, you could take a picture or take a screenshot of the video. It's pretty basic. Installing the drum, you want to make sure the part you labeled F is in the front. Belt from the bottom over here and kind of run it through the idler pulley. So the pulley should be back here. Hopefully you can see it right there. And then I'm gonna push it underneath the pulley and onto the motor pulley. So, like so. Just like that. So that's pretty much how you fix your Speed Queen electric dryer that's not heating. As you can see, it's definitely something you could do yourself and keep your very expensive and quality machine up and running. I forgot to mention that when you do have this machine open, it's probably not a bad idea to vacuum it out from the inside because it's already open. Anyways, if you found this video to be helpful, make sure you hit the thumbs up sign.